Parts of a computer. Just like we study the parts of a human body, 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 ears, etc. Before we study biology, we have to study the parts of a computer before understanding how a computer works. A computer system has 3 distinct classifications of components: hardware, software, and firmware. Hardware. Computer hardware refers to the physical parts of a computer and related devices. Internal hardware devices include motherboards, hard drives, and memory. External hardware devices include monitors, keyboards, mice, computers, printers, and scanners. The internal hardware parts of a computer are often referred to as components, while external hardware devices are usually called peripherals. Together, they all fall under the category of computer hardware. Electronic hardware is anything that is electrical. Hardware consists of tangible objects, such as electronic circuits, input-output devices, cables, and the likes, and it does not consist of abstract ideas, algorithms, or instructions. Software. Software consists of programs, operating information, and applications that run on computers. Because software runs on computer hardware, software programs often have system requirements that list the minimum hardware required for the software to run. The software provides instructions to the computer hardware and tells it what to do and how to do it. A set of software instructions grouped together make up a computer program. Computer programs can be stored and represented on punch cards, magnetic tapes, film, DVDs, hard drives, thumb drives, and other media. It is important to understand that software is a set of instructions, not the physical media on which it's recorded. Software is often divided into application software, programs that do work users are directly interested in, and system software, which includes operating systems and any program that supports application software. The term middleware is sometimes used to describe programs that mediate between the application and system software, or between 2 different kinds of application software. Firmware. The boundary between hardware and software is made slightly blurry by firmware. Firmware is the software that is built into the hardware. It is a set of instructions that are installed on hardware that can't be modified. It provides the hardware with fundamental startup instructions so the computer can boot up. For instance, it allows the hardware to locate and retrieve the appropriate operating system. There's not much of a difference between software and firmware, and in fact, one could easily argue that they are equivalent. Firmware or microcode is programming that is embedded into the hardware at manufacturing time and is not expected to change for the lifetime of the hardware device. In addition, firmware is not lost when hardware loses power, whereas software, in the traditional sense, does not remain in memory when the hardware loses power. You can think of firmware simply as software for hardware. Devices that you might think of as strictly hardware, such as optical drives, a network card, a router, a camera, or a scanner, all have software that is programmed into special memory contained in the hardware itself. Manufacturers of these devices often release regular firmware updates to keep their hardware compatible with new media.